Oh, very good morning, my 10th class students. This lecture or this video is um, very important for all of you because I'm going to talk about few important things here. See, as every one of you know that now your pre-boards, they are almost going to start, and definitely most of the students are very anxious and getting very nervous also about the whole syllabus. Or now though you are having very less syllabus, I should say, but the most important thing which matters now is how you are going to revise your chapters, or how you are going to revise many questions as much as you can, right? That is the most important thing. As you know that we have completed, or we have finished our whole or all the chapters very successfully, which are going to asked in this year's examination. So I'm going to start with the revision part now, but for my few first lectures I have taken this sample paper which was released by Cbse, right? So I'm going to discuss every single question of bio with you, right? But what do I want from you people? I really want your feedback. I want that if there is any topic, if there is any special chapter, if there is any any special diagrams you want that we should revise them first, rather than just I pick up any random chapter, you please give your suggestions in comment section that ma'am, this we are feeling that this topic is difficult, getting little difficult for me. Please, can you make a lecture on that? So I will select then on the basis of that which is the common topic in which my students are facing little difficulty to understand, right? So let's talk about sample paper today. First thing you need when you are going to attempt your science paper, you need to understand few instructions. You cannot just close your eyes and start revising your subject, that is science paper. No, first thing we have to be clear in our mind कि हमसे पूछा क्या जा रहा है पेपर में, which kind of exam is going to be asked or going to be conducted. So first thing, there will be 1 mark questions. First thing, there will be 4 sections A, B, C and D, and total number of questions 36 questions, and all are compulsory. Section A, Section B, Section C and Section D. Section A has 1 mark question. Now बहुत सारे students, many students have a great doubt that will they be only multiple or will there be one word question. Now listen to me very carefully. There will be multiple choice question also. They can be very short answer also. Definitely there will be assertion type reason also. There will be paragraph based questions also, which you have to give answer in 1 word or 1 sentence. That is the complete meaning of your 1 mark questions. It does not mean, don't fit this concept in your mind that you are only going to be asked about multiple choice questions. 1 mark question can be in any form. It means you cannot leave a single line from your NCERT for the chapters which we have read already. Now, B part contains 2 mark questions. it carry 2 marks, right? And there is a very specific limit. Always CBSE mention this limit that should be 30 to 50 words. And one thing, बच्चा, बहुत सारे बच्चे हैं जो यहाँ पे अपना टाइम बहुत वेस्ट करते हैं in 1 mark or 2 marks question. 1 marks is always one word or one sentence. 2 marks is always maximum, you can say, that is 3 to 4 lines, right? So you have to stick to this thing. You cannot start describing 2 marks. आप कितना भी describe करके आओ 2 marks में, you are not going to get 3 or 5 marks there, right? So 1 and 2 marks, they are always having very, very, very specific answers, and you have to practice for that. Now section C, that is short answer type, means 3 marks questions, and definitely they should be with the diagrams. If I talk about biology portion, the maximum of our syllabus is having diagrams or they are having crosses. So you cannot you cannot just leave your diagrammatic part, right? You cannot excuse yourself कि हमें question में diagram तो पूछा ही नहीं है. Always remember, for best presentation you always should draw that is diagrams in 3 marks, and try to make flow charts as much as you can. Now 5 marks question. 5 marks question में there is no doubt it is a descriptive answers. Descriptive, you have to, now here you have to describe, complete description. So 3 and 5 marks questions will always be with the diagrams, right? If there is the 5 marks, usually 5 marks questions they are asked with the choice, but yes, sometimes, so sometimes it depends, but usually the 5 marks questions the choice is given to you. Now that is the why they specifically written, wherever necessary, wherever you feel, you have to draw proper diagrams with the proper labeling, right? So 1 mark question, 2 marks question, 3 and 5 marks questions. Now because I'm going to only and only concentrate on your biology portion here, these all are 1 marks question which I'm going to discuss one by one in today's lecture. So first question they have asked is, veins are thin walled and have valves. We have to be very specific to our answer what is asked. Veins are thin walled, just answer it first. Veins are thin walled and have valves. Now they are thin walled. First thing, veins carry blood towards the heart. Blood जो है वो हार्ट की तरफ लेके जाती हैं. सो ब्लड इज़ नो लॉन्गर अंडर अ प्रेशर. हार्ट से जो ब्लड टिश्यूज़ में जाता है दैट इज़ अंडर वेरी मच प्रेशर, बट दिस ब्लड इज़ कमिंग फ्रॉम द टिश्यूज़, सो दिस इज़ नॉट अंडर एनी प्रेशर, सो दे डू नॉट नीड टू बी थिक वॉल्ड. सो दैट इज़ द ओनली थिंग यू हैव टू राइट, दैट दे कैरी ब्लड towards the heart from the tissues. So there is no longer they are under pressure. So they are not under any kind of pressure. Valves क्यों होते हैं किसी भी जगह पे? They prevent. पहली चीज, valves का मतलब है it's like a door kind of structure. So the things can move in one single direction. So valves are present in the valves are present, they prevent the blood from flowing. अगर ये door close हो गया तो now the blood cannot flow back, right, in the wrong direction. So blood will always flow in one direction. To keep the blood flow to keep the blood flow in one single direction. They are having valves. So I think this answer is very clear. How is the wall of intestine adapted for performing the function of absorption of food? Whenever we talk about alimentary canal, intestine is the portion which is well developed for maximum absorption of food. Always remember that. When I'm saying maximum absorption of food, तो कुछ तो होगा उसके पास. So something has to be there जिसकी वजह से they are going to absorb food. So inner lining of small intestine, whenever we draw intestine, its inner lining, it has these finger like projections which are known as villi. Rather than just this kind of structure, they are having these folds which increase the surface area for absorption. So inner lining of small intestine, inner wall of small intestine has many finger like projections which are known as villi. This helps to increase the surface area for maximum, you should write here, maximum absorption of food. Okay, now next question for 1 mark is, out of goat and tiger, which one will have longer and small intestine? You know the function of intestine, right? That it secretes lots of, there will be digestive things are there. So first thing, small intestine means easily things are digested. But longer intestine means they who are taking longer time to digest the things, right? So now, goat is a herbivore. It has long intestine. But why? First thing, herbivores are those which eat only leaves. Now, what do leaves have? They have cellulose. And cellulose is very famous that it takes a very long time to digest, as well as it is not easy to digest. So to digest cellulose, long small intestine is needed. Whereas tiger is a carnivore. Tiger eats meat and meat is very easy to digest. So whenever, अगर goat की जगह आपको cow भी दिया है और human being दिया है tiger की जगह, answer will be same. Only they have just changed the names. It is the exact line which is written in your NCERT. They have just changed the names. It is specifically written that herbivores, they are having small intestine because the cellulose is difficult to digest and it takes longer time to digest, right? So I hope this question is clear to you. Now, we just finished our chapter environment and I explained you about the ozone. Now listen to the question. Explain how ozone, being a deadly poison, it still perform an essential function for our environment. Why is he calling ozone as a deadly poison? Now if you recall, then we made ozone. How did we made ozone? That every single oxygen was combining and then O3. So it is having how many O? How many oxygen atoms it is having? Ozone. 3 oxygen atoms. 3 oxygen atoms. Highly reactive. It is most reactive one with the 3 oxygen atoms. So it is not good for our body system, but it is not good for our body system which is highly reactive. How can you tolerate a substance which is highly reactive? So why it is still essential because when ozone is formed, then it absorbs UV radiations. Photochemical reaction hota hai, so it absorbs UV radiation. So it protects the earth's surface from direct those UV rays which can damage us by causing skin cancer, skin burning, right? As well as cataract in the eyes. So it is highly reactive. That is why it is a deadly poison. But it absorbs UV and protect our surface from the UV rays, from the direct UV rays. That is why it is essential for our environment. You have to be very specific in 1 marks. Now, give reason why a food chain cannot have more trophic more than 4 trophic level. I discussed this in my lectures very, very clearly. See, when you make trophic levels, we always goes from, that is from your plants, right? We start from the plants and then we make herbivores, right? Then we make first carnivore and then there is second carnivore. So there are approximately 3 to 4 trophic level. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why they are cannot afford more than 4 trophic levels? See, when we are saying plants, they are eaten by cow, or suppose they are eaten by deer. Now, the loss of energy at each step of food chain is very, very great according to 10% law. Whenever we reach at 4th trophic level, no sufficient energy is available to be passed on to 5th ट्रॉफिक लेवल. जब एनर्जी बचेगी ही नहीं पास ऑन करने के लिए तो नया ट्रॉफिक लेवल कहाँ से होगा? सो very little usable energy remains after 4th trophic level. Therefore, food chain generally, they are having 3 to 4 steps only. Be very, very specific in this question that loss of energy at each step is very great, that not much energy is available after 4th trophic level. That is why they only have 3 to 4 trophic level. Now, next was state the role of pancreas in digestion of food. We know that pancreas is heterocrine gland. It acts as an endocrine gland also, as well as it is exocrine gland, right? So pancreas is an endocrine gland. Now, because we are asked about the digestion of food, we are not asked about the hormones. Here we are only and only asked about digestion of food. So pancreas is a very effective digestive organ. It secretes. It does not play definitely direct role. It secretes juices, and these juices are known as pancreatic juices. Now, what is so special about these pancreatic juices? They contain digestive enzymes. So pancreatic juice, pancreas secrete trypsin, pancreatic amylase, pancreatic lipase, as well as protease, which help in digestion of carbohydrates, proteins and fats. ये तीनों अगर आप लिख के आएंगे, that is the perfect answer for this question. That pancreatic juice has trypsin, it secretes trypsin, protease and pancreatic lipase. Trypsin is for the digestion of carbohydrates, P for proteins, P for protease. Pancreatic lipase, L for lipids, L for lipase, which help in digestion of fats. So pancreas is very important digestive organ which secrete juices which are known as pancreatic juices, right, which contain digestive enzyme. ये तीनों हमेशा separate, please mark it or write the somewhere on your study table or on your door put some chits there that there is trypsin is for carbohydrate digestion, protease for proteins, lipase is for the fats. Okay, next question is about, which is asked, is always that is about the assertion reason. Many of the students, they don't know how to attempt this question, which is about assertion and reason. In assertion and reason, you are always given with two statements. One is always assertion, another is labeled as reason, right? First thing, इसको जब भी solve करना है, always read both the statements first very carefully. The first thing you have to do, that you have to read the statements. Answer नहीं पहले पहुंचना है. First read both statements very carefully. Now you have read A also, you have read R also. Now put because after reading statement A. After reading statement A, put because. If this is a correct reason, then the answer will be A, right? If both A and R true and R is correct reason for your assertion, R means your second statement is correct explanation for your first statement. तो explanation तो तभी होगी जब आप because करके answer करोगे. Then the answer will be A. If both the statements are correct but because का reason नहीं बन रहा है, then the answer will be B. If A is true, statement 1 is true, second statement ही गलत है, then the answer will be C. If A is false, अगर first statement false है but R is true, second statement is true, answer will be D. So first read these instructions carefully when you are going to attempt assertion reason. Okay, so here they have asked, food chain is responsible for the entry of harmful chemicals in our bodies. कौन सा phenomenon है ये? Food chain is responsible for entry of harmful chemical. Definitely biomagnification में यही तो करते हैं हम, entry of harmful chemicals in our body. That's correct. Second statement, length and complexity of food chains vary greatly. Yes, sometimes that food chains, they are of different types. Their length also, there can be two level food chain, two organism, two-step food chain. There can be 3-step food chain. There can be 4-step food chain. So definitely length is not constant. Statement is correct. Now, food chain is responsible for the entry of harmful chemicals in our body because the length and complexity of food chains vary greatly. Is this the reason? Is this the reason? No, not at all. Not at all. So, both the statements are correct, but reason explanation is not correct. So, answer will be B. Right. Next, greater number of individuals are present in lower trophic levels. No doubt. No doubt. Plants, they are always very great in number. Then where जब हम बनाते हैं तो हम यही बनाते हैं, सबसे ज़्यादा कहाँ होते हैं? Lower level पे, right? There are the large number of individuals are present in the lower trophic level. तभी तो हम triangle बनाते हैं. Now, first statement is correct. The flow of energy is always unidirectional. Perfect. These are our first trophic level, which are our plants. Then we are moving to our second. Energy is always unidirectional. Both the statements are correct. Greater number of individuals are present in lower trophic levels because the flow of energy is unidirectional. Nope. Explanation is not correct. So the answer will be B. I hope. Now, the more you will start attempting or revising these type of questions, you will be very confident in marking your best answer. Okay. Now, I told you there will be paragraph kind of question also. So here we have to read the following and answer questions. Any 4 questions from, you are given with 5 questions and you have to mark any 4 करेक्टली. आप पांचों के पांचों भी मार्क करके आओगे, लेकिन फर्स्ट 4 के ही नंबर मिलेंगे आपको, राइट. Those only which one will be correct, उसी के नंबर मिलेंगे. So basically you have to answer any 4. Now, all living cells, they require energy for various activities, correct? This energy is available by breakdown of carbohydrates, either using oxygen or without using oxygen. Means here he has given hint that he is talking about respiration. So all the questions are going to be on the respiration. Okay, let's solve first question. Energy in the case of higher plants and animals. Energy in the case of higher plants and animals is obtained by breathing, just taking oxygen and releasing CO2. Can you just get the energy? No. So first option is incorrect. Organ respiration. Your organs, they respire. You get energy? No. No. Digestion of food. Your food is digested. Right? You have digested your food. But आपका food अभी टूटा ही नहीं है. Sugar has not broken down yet into the simple ones. Protein is not broken down into the amino acids. Energy release होगा? No. So what is the solution then? So tissue respiration. Basically, energy is case of higher plants and animals is obtained by respiration. Respiration, बच्चा, respiration की जो definition है, what is the respiration's definition? Breakdown of complex material or digested food to release energy. That is called respiration. So tissue respiration is the correct answer. Organ respiration नहीं मार्क करके आना है. आपका liver is getting liver में basically सिर्फ liver के चीज़ें टूटने से हमें energy नहीं मिलेगा. It is every tissue when the every single complex material is getting breakdown after digestion of food. So it is the tissue level respiration. Now, the graph below, okay, it represents, listen to this question very carefully. The graph represents the blood lactic acid concentration of an athlete during a race of 400 meter and shows a peak point at D. Lactic acid production has occurred in athlete while he was running in this 400 meter race. Which of the following processes explain this event? Now I tell you one thing from my experience. Many of you, they are just got this attempt this question wrong by just looking at the graph. because he has mentioned you 400 meter. So you keep starting now calculating the things. First thing, read the question very carefully. In the starting, he has told you that here what has been produced, lactic acid. So the moment lactic acid is there, it should be in your mind that he is talking about anaerobic respiration. Definitely at the peak point in 400-meter race, when all glucose has been used, now which respiration is going to be helped in the muscles? That is anaerobic respiration. So answer will be B. It not be aerobic, it will not be fermentation. Fermentation yeast में होती है, right? So the answer will be anaerobic respiration. Next, study the graph. Let's first study the graph. Study the graph below that represents the amount of energy supplied with respect to the time. Okay, this is the energy supplied and this is the time, that is full speed, while an athlete is running at full speed. Now the moment he starts running, the body starts using glucose. Definitely glucose is using. So glucose will be constantly used up, right? Now second graph is kind of that here there is a peak at 100 and then now it is getting down. So choose the correct combination of plots and justification provided in the following table. So here energy supplied, that is energy supplied here is, that is what? That is very constant here in red line, but here energy supplied is going down in plot B. Suddenly you will see that energy supplied is only less than even 25. Here energy supplied is very consistent and continuous, right? Very carefully you have to observe this graph. ध्यान से देखो, ये जो blue वाला है यहाँ पे sudden आके then now energy supplied is very less, and here continuously consistent energy is supplied. So what are the options given to us? Okay, he is saying that plot A is aerobic and plot B is anaerobic. One thing you have to be clear, जब energy दी है, specifically energy is given to you, right? When energy is given to you, one thing should be clear in your mind. How many molecules of energy is released by aerobic respiration? That is 38 ATP per glucose. How much energy is released by anaerobic? Only 2 ATP per glucose. Very less energy, right? Here the maximum energy which we can observe, that is in this plot A, right? Here the energy is at the end per minute very reduced. So definitely one thing is very clear to us, that this plot B is having very less energy. According to the speed, it is giving very less energy, so it is anaerobic. And plot A, it is your aerobic. So first thing we have sorted out, that A is aerobic, B is anaerobic. Now let's move toward the justification. Amount of energy is low and inconsistent in aerobic and high in anaerobic. Cross possibly nahi hai. It is very clear from the graph that aerobic respiration is very high and consistent. So first justification is not wrong, not right. Now, can this option be correct? No. So don't. There we will not go for this option. This is also incorrect. Now read question option number 2 very carefully. Aerobic, correct. Anaerobic, correct. Amount of energy is high and consistent in aerobic and low in anaerobic. Very perfect and correct explanation according to our concept. So we will mark answer B. I hope that you are clear with this kind of question. ग्राफ देख के घबराना नहीं है कि हम तो सॉल्व कर ही नहीं पाएंगे. Always remember, every single question is asked from your NCERT. It is the respiration जिसको उन्होंने just tilt करके दिया है. Concept में there is no change. You have to apply the same concept of energy. 38 ATP molecules release करता है in aerobic. यहाँ पे only 2 ATPs are released. So you have to stick to that concept. Okay. So now the last questions, last options are the characteristic processes observed in anaerobic respiration are, okay, presence of oxygen. Is this showing the anaerobic respiration? No, not at all. Release of carbon dioxide? Yes, anaerobic respiration releases carbon dioxide. Release of energy? Perfect. Release of lactic acid, this is also anaerobic respiration. So what will be the correct answer? Second, third, fourth. Look for the option. Incorrect. Incorrect. So answer will be C. Second, third and fourth. And please recheck your answer before marking your final one. Last, I will take, that is the study the table below and select the row that has incorrect information. Okay, we will read location of aerobic respiration. Oh my god, can this be happen? No. Aerobic respiration always happens in mitochondria, powerhouse of your cell. First is incorrect, but still we will recheck. End product of your aerobic respiration is CO2 and water. Perfectly correct. Anaerobic respiration, ethanol and carbon dioxide. Perfectly correct. Amount of ATP in aerobic it is high, in anaerobic it is low. Perfectly correct. Oxygen, yes, needed in aerobic. Is oxygen needed in anaerobic? No, right? So this statement is correct. So but we have to select incorrect information. So option A will be absolutely the correct answer, क्योंकि साइटोप्लाज्म में एरोबिक रेस्पिरेशन नहीं होता है बच्चा, माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया में आपका एरोबिक रेस्पिरेशन होता है. So this is, I have taken 1 mark questions with you with the very described answers, very specific answers I have explained here. And in the next I will start with the 2 marks questions, and I still need your suggestions on the topics as well as from the chapter, that which chapter we should start for our revision work. Or if there is specific diagrams you want me to explain, then please mention your request in the comment section. So next lecture I will make on 2 marks question.